Hello, everybody. First of all, I just really want to say thank you guys all so much for your patience. I was in a not stagnant energy, the opposite of that last week, meaning that I was in the flow of whatever was going on in all the energy all around us. I was in the flow of it, in the middle of it, and chose to go on a little trip to visit my mom and visit some relatives. And I paid attention to that. I paid attention to what my heart wanted to do, and that's why the Q&A that usually happens last week is this week instead. So I just really want to say thank you for that, first of all. I really appreciate your patience with that. Let's step into the energy of doing a grounding. And I also want to bring this up in the group so that I can see your replies over there so that I know what's going on as well. So bear with me just a moment. Loving the energy of there we go, right there. Thank you. Hi, Sue. Beautiful to see you. Okay, so let's go into grounding first. Loving the energy of this. Okay. Taking a nice breath. Feeling even if your feet aren't on the ground, feeling the energetic pull of the ground. Feeling your Earth Star chakra beneath your feet. Feeling the roots of it sinking deeply in, going through the crystalline, the black obsidian, and for those of you who feel comfortable with this, all the way down into the lava core of Earth. And really feeling a very, very connected energy with that. And that fire energy, that flow is what part of what you're feeling is right now. And as we're flowing with that, it's coming up through us, through our beautiful heart chakra, and it's going up into the heavens, into the galaxies, into the cosmos. And we're being very grounded from there as well, and coming back into the heart chakra, this beautiful expansive energy. Stepping into being open, with no expectations, no limitations. And being okay with the outcome. Asking the mind, body, and soul to do whatever it needs to do to heal in this beautiful sacred space. Choosing to raise our vibration, raise our frequency. I am love. I am loved. I am loving. I am lovable. I love me. I love myself. I love you. Together we are divine love. And as I'm saying that, my watch is binging and chiming, and I just love the energy of that. I've already got like 4 chimes on it in the last couple seconds saying that we're divine love. Really tap into the energy of that. Know that whatever questions you have, feel free to ask them. There are no silly questions. Also know that whatever's coming through for other people, that's energetically there for you as well. Really loving the energy of that. Thank you, guys. So I have a couple different questions. Thank you, guys. Feel free to list your questions here. I see that there's a whole number of people watching, so I'd love to have your questions. Sue over in the Soulful Empowerment group, she's asked, what has grabbed my heart this morning? And good morning to everybody. So just clearing the energy again. I'm making a point of clearing all of our energy. I grounded us, so I'm clearing all of our energy with this beautiful vortex. And in that, everything that's no longer serving you in this space is being asked to let go of. And we're bringing in the violet flame is what's being asked to be brought in, is a violet flame. And Sue's asking, what has grabbed my heart this morning? It's so interesting because immediately I'm getting an archangel energy that has come in. Now, this might very well be in part because I made a point last night going to sleep. It was a full moon energy. I know that in my group, the paid group, the Empowering the Healer Within, I had an angel come through for me specifically. We were doing something where we're working on our own energy in this process, and I had Archangel Haniel come through. Never had heard of Haniel before. In fact, I said Habiel at first, and then I said it sounds like Raphael, but it's Habiel. And then a beautiful participant said, no, this is probably Haniel, Archangel Haniel. So I went and I looked up Archangel Haniel last night, and she's an angel of joy and paying attention to your intuition. So there's something about an archangel energy that's come in for you, Sue, and with that full moon energy. She actually really works very strongly with the moon cycles. So take a look at what's going on with her, and know. I mean, you're following what's going on in the world, what's going on with humanity. You know what's these shifting, this changing of the energies. Saturn into Pisces yesterday. We're continuing on in this beautiful cycle coming towards Heaven's Cross. And yes, I'm saying things that you may have heard in other places, or you may be hearing them for the first time. But it's this energy has got a big shift happening, and we're being called upon to raise our frequencies. And in raising our frequencies, this beautiful ripple effect is happening around us, and others' frequencies are being raised as well, the vibrations being raised as well. And that's why when I opened up the circle, I grounded us, and then I stepped into the energy of being open, and also asking for the mind, body, and soul to heal, as well as stepping into the energy of the love mantra. So there's an archangel that is gently cupping your heart and blowing flames onto it. Like it feels like a very, very beautiful interactive. This isn't a one-sided from archangel, whatever archangel it is that's coming through for you, but it feels very much in conversation with your inner soul, with who you are intimately beneath all of this. And it feels very, very powerful, as well as very enlightening. And it's so interesting because we did a reading together, you and I, last night, and I can just feel that these words are coming up again, although I don't remember everything that was said. I also wanted to point out, when I got up this morning, look what I'm wearing today. It's actually a raven shirt, and the reading that you did for me yesterday was all around crow energy. So I'm just really feeling the magic right now. So let me just tap into that a little bit further. The crow, the angel energy. And it's so beautiful because I could actually feel the energy of multiple angels, that one is cupping your heart and blowing flames on it. So whatever you want to draw from that, like it feels like an awakening of the heart, although wherever you are at, it's just taking it to a more expansive space is what's happening with that flaming of the heart. Okay, very interesting. Wow. Please, guys, write your questions. Thank you for your question there, Sue. In the emails, I got one from Joan. I forgot to write down when you got yours there. Okay, reply. So bear with me just a moment. I'm going to mute that. Reply. First one is what I'm going to write. There we go. And so now for Joan, answered 9 minutes in. Beautiful. I need help or any insight on getting clarity about focusing my efforts. I love this. We actually spoke about this recently in a Soulful Power call, and the energy of where are we focusing our efforts. One of the things that I found over this last year was that, bear with me here. One of the things that I found over this last year is that there was something that I knew I enjoyed doing. And then there was a thing that I was absolutely passionate about. And it took me a while to recognize that those two needed to come together. And how are they going to come together? Right? So clarity and focusing your effort. Focusing your effort. Oh, okay. Light bulb moment. What things do you want to put into what things are you where are your efforts lying? I guess that's the way I want to word that. It's like this morning I was on a call with one of you this morning, and I threw three things out there that I wanted to get done. And one of them, I knew that it would only take another few moments to finish it up, and I would get that done. So I go by this list. I love this. Thank you, guys. So on a list, write down 5 things or 3 things, 5 things that you are working with right now, that you want to work on right now. And then put down a check mark beside the one that is most easiest. Okay. Put a heart beside the one that you absolutely love to do. And then put an X beside the one that is most difficult to do. Okay. What you are going to do with this list now is maybe do that one that's easiest to do and see what unfolds from it. And while you're doing it, you're paying attention to that one that you put the X beside. Okay. And that one that you've got the X beside, it's likely that those other 2 items, if you've done a 5-part list, it's likely that those other 2 items actually play a role with that one that you've got the X. And it's not you're putting an X through it, so you're not doing it. No, it's just an X is this is the spot that I really want to be kind of letting percolate underneath, right? So the list, and then rewarding yourself with that one with the heart. Okay. So it's like every day I get up and there's a couple things that I want to do. One is I want to do some sort of journaling. I'm really recognizing this year that my journaling might be shifting from morning pages every single time to journaling in other manners. I've got my astrology book that I'm journaling in. I've got a money book that I'm journaling in, that I'm following a book and I'm doing a workshop around that. So there's a bunch of different places. So all I'm doing now is I'm stepping into the energy of, okay, I would like to journal today, instead of getting caught up on the fact that I'm not journaling in my morning journal, right? So what am I doing instead, right? I want to get 7,500 steps in a day. So you know what? My schedule on some Wednesdays is very, very tight. I'm making a point of letting people know that I'm leaving 5 minutes early so that I can take care of myself, my own needs, before I go into the next class. And in doing that, I'm setting my timer and I'm walking for those 5 minutes. I'm getting my steps in. So today, where I could have still been sitting here and only had maybe 300 steps, I've already at 1,860 steps. So, and that's something I love doing, is making sure that I've got those steps done, because that's my goal this year. Again, is 7,500 steps. Last year I did 7,500 steps too. It's funny, this Walking Wednesday, I actually posted on my business page. Every Wednesday I post something about walking. One of those posts close to the beginning of the year was the acknowledgement that in my choosing to do 7,500 steps a day, last year I actually walked 3 million, and I believe it was either 200 or 367,000 steps. That's massive. That's really cool to be able to do that. So that's like a reward, because you can see what it does to me when I get to say something like that. That's a massive amount of steps, right? So it's do the easy thing, thinking about the more difficult one. You'll see that there's some correlation between the difficult ones, and rewarding yourself with that one that is your passionate one, right? I'm really liking the energy of this. So that's a really good way to look at what it is that you want to get done. For me this morning, there were some things that I really kept putting off. I've been putting off this printing project, meaning I had to print some documents. I've been putting that off for a long time, weeks in fact. So I got it done today, and I feel really good, because honestly, it only took 5 minutes. And it only took me a few minutes to do the other thing. Well, it took me more than 5 minutes, but anyway, you could see where this is going, that when you set up a goal and you write down 5 of those things, you'll actually start to do these things as well. I know that when I did the next tiny step this morning with another person in this group, my goal was to bring the printer into this room. It was in a different room, so that I got done very quickly. And then when I had the printer here, man, it just took a few seconds for me to plug it in in both electrical as well as the computer. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, like I said, my watch is bing, 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 binging. So I'm getting these acknowledgments. I love those acknowledgments. So let me do this for you. I acknowledge you. I acknowledge you. Acknowledge what you're accomplishing. Okay, guys? Beautiful. Okay, so I see that Kira's loving what I'm doing here too. Yeah, we can spend so much time building up to something that takes practically no time to complete. Exactly, right? Okay, I'm going to go to Robin's question. Also, too, if you guys have questions, write them down, okay? So Robin's asking, many raven and butterfly references lately. What are their meanings? Butterfly is literally all about transformation. So there's big energy. Like we are being pulled through transformation, regardless of whether we're acknowledging it, recognizing it, or aware of it. Okay, we are transitioning. Our human essence of what we are is transitioning. I've been doing readings all kind of places. Now, when I say I've been doing readings, I mean that I have gone and I've been reading articles. I've been listening to leaders, spiritual leaders, or people of like-minded energy. And one of the things that it has said is that over the last 20 years, the human body is and has been evolving and shifting and changing. We can feel that. We can feel that because we're asking for more rest. We're doing changes in our diets. Things are changing. Things are shifting. So that's one of the things that's happening with the butterfly thing. Raven is about taking off our masks. It's about like bluebird or blue jay. I mean, it's about the universal law. When I keep reminding people to go back inside. It's like this universal energy is keeping asking us to go back inside and take a look at what we're doing, right? I had a magical moment, a whole bunch of magical moments over this last week, and I've been talking about them in different places. It's that paying attention to those little cues. So for instance, I did a major drive on the weekend in a snowstorm, and I was so thankful that I went because for one, there was hardly anybody on the road, and I bubbled myself. I bubbled the car. And when I say that, I think most of you know what I mean. It's like I've got this beautiful bubble of protection, of sacred space, of positive energy that's flowing down the road, me and my vehicle. Before I left, I was drawn to go and click on some podcasts, and I clicked on two different types of podcasts. One was the Canadian True Crimes, and the other one was Gaia Unexplained, I think is what it was called. Not explained, but unexplained. The Canadian true crime were very interesting because it was about things that have happened in Canada. So it was really fascinating to hear about these stories. And then the other one, the Gaia Unexplained, it was so incredible what was happening in the things that I was listening to, because it was exactly what I needed to hear because of the path that I've been on and chosen to take even more deeply. So that's why Raven is showing up as well. It's that pay attention to those small signs, pay attention to those intuitive hits. And then those butterfly references, that's an acknowledgement of the changing and the shifting that is happening within yourself and what's happening around you as well. Beautiful, beautiful question, Robin. Liking that. Thank you. Okay. Oh, there's a big one. I got to go see who that is. Let's go back and see who this is. Wow. Oh, good. Thank you, Joan. I'm so glad that you're here and you got to see that. Right on. So Barb is next. Let me just go and reply to that first of all. Oops, right there. We are 20 minutes in now. Okay, go back to there. Thank you, guys. So Barb wrote, had a dream last night, was on a biking tour of some sort. Love it. Had stopped for a meal at a crossroads where there were a lot of animals, like a farmyard of sorts. There was a bookstore as well, and I bought some books. And then I realized I had nowhere to carry them as I had packed only the essentials that would fit in the panniers. Realized the conflict of wanting to buy more books, but forgetting they were superfluous to my journey. Read the animals, not sure what they were, but what stuck with me is that there was a variety, and yet they were all gathering, getting along with each other. Interesting after our conversation about releasing things. I love this. So first of all, the thing that stood out for me was the animals, okay? And I love that they were like, it feels like Noah's Ark. What's coming through is like this Noah's Ark. Does this mean that we have this big critical thing happening on Earth? Yes, in one sense, but it might not necessarily mean a big flood that the world's going to change and everybody's going to drown. It doesn't mean that at all. Heaven's Cross is coming up. Heaven's Cross is this joining and shifting in the energy, and that's why you're probably seeing all these animals gathering, all of these people, humanity is gathering. In fact, we're doing something on the 22nd, Katie and I, with regards to a Zoom and that, which is going to really help if you've got questions and things. The other thing about that too is the book energy. What I'm feeling in that book energy is that method of books now. I totally get this. I have a bookshelf here beside me that has a lot of books. We've gotten rid of a lot of books through our lifetime as well. And just a second, I want to remove that current comment. The book thing, and I love that. It was like, I want to remove that. I want to remove the fact that I've got all these books. I have started to shift in how I'm getting books. I'm getting audio books and I'm getting Kindle books. And I love that, because now instead of hauling in a book, I can do it with my phone. And I mean, you're on a bike ride, you likely have your phone with you. Also too, you might have a tablet, you might have the computer, you have different ways of listening to or reading these versus having the hard copy. In fact, Kindle, when you're doing that with the Kindle, you can actually make notes. I'm not sure if you can do that in the Audible books, but it's really kind of cool how you can do that. So that's one of the reasons it's coming up, is that there is an energetic shifting in how we're doing things. With this, it's with regards to the books, the hardbacks. Or paperbacks. How many trees, if you want to go off in that direction, versus the technical of this. Having said that, there is a piece of that that kind of sits in the back of my head about, if I lose power, do I still have the ability to access these? So there's this interesting conflict or resistance or something going on with that as well. Okay, very, very interesting. Okay. And then you also wrote, I'm loving my fitness tracker too. Yeah, when I get it working and remember to turn it on. Swam 2K this AM. Good for you. And 3,000 steps so far. Yay! And your fastest 100 meters. And then you remember that you used your fins as part of your session today. Yay! Good on you. So what if you used your fins? That's absolutely fine. Okay, so Dashka. Let me just go and add you onto this. Where is your comment? I can probably get most of it there. Yeah, good. So Dashka, I'm just going to relate this back to you so come back for reference as well. Replied 24 minutes in. Beautiful. Thank you. Dashka wrote, I have a secured room to rent in a massage and integrative health center. Congratulations. That's a big step. I love it. I will be able to see folks in person. I would love to hear a message about client attraction and filling my openings with clients. Thank you. You know what I do with that type of energy is I feel like I'm in the middle of a wagon wheel. So place yourself in the middle of that wagon wheel. And in fact, go a step further. We know that there are different types of wheels out there, right? Now, a wagon wheel oftentimes will have, say, 8 or 10 spokes, right? But we have all seen those cars that have like what looks like 100 spokes, right? They're way thinner and there's like 100 spokes. So feel into the energy of that metal one instead, and that those are those energy cords that are going out to that black rubber. That black rubber is the what's the energy that I want to call it? That black rubber is like the collective or like the humans. And then there's that silver rim. I'm loving the energy of this. Thank you guys. That silver rim are those who already are in alignment with what you have to offer. And now feel this beautiful energy coming from you. Now, not necessarily front, but all around you. Feel this energy of all that you are, this beautiful energy vortex in the middle of that spoked wheel. You're the core of that spoked wheel. And that you're sending out this beautiful energy that's got this flow of in and out, just like a wave on an ocean. And it's bringing things in, and it's releasing those that have worked with you. And you just feel the energy of the referrals of the people who are coming to you, and this beautiful back and forth energy that's flowing in that. I'm just going to be very quiet for a moment, so that you can absorb that and feel into that. And also to choose to raise your frequency in that. Choose to raise your energy. I am love. Wow, that was beautiful. What was so magnificent about that was for all of those like myself who are business owners, spiritual or otherwise, uh, all of us were participating in that. And ideally, everyone was participating in that and having love go back and forth, if not the clients, right? So hopefully that, in fact, I'm not even going to say hopefully. I know how powerful that exercise is, and it just amped up because of the people that are here doing this right now, past, present, and future. Right on. Thank you. So cool. Okay. You are never too late, beautiful Maria. Would love something. Sure. Let me tap into that for you. Let me put you there. There we go. Maria would love a message. Let me just respond to that as well. Okay. We're 28 minutes in. So feeling into the energy for Maria. Okay. I'm feeling this wall of resistance, but it's very jagged now. Where before it might have been very solid, it's feeling very jagged. So it feels as though there's some leniency now, that you're being more lenient in those thoughts of judgment to self. It's feeling like that you're recognizing your own role in all of this. And I think this is really important for a lot of us to hear, is that recognizing our own role in this. And I want to use an example of something that I did this week, and I've shared it with a couple people, is that I was away. And oftentimes when I am away, I will think about something that I really would like to do while I'm away. However, I have never done it. I've always come home and then said something to my husband, and he's like, why didn't you go do that? You were there, right? And this time while I was away, I chose to do that which I was thinking about doing. It involved another 5-hour drive in a direction further away from home. But what unfolded because I did that was so powerful. So recognize, Maria, those moments where you are going and doing what I did, where you've been somewhere and you have chosen not to do something, you're being asked to do something. Okay. And it's just something very small. You know what? In just my deciding that, yes, I was going to go and do this 5-hour drive, I got to see my relatives. I got to have an absolutely incredible Chinese meal. I also went to Hobier, and Hobier was this incredible powwow, something that I've never experienced before, and I've wanted to experience for a very long time. All these magical things started to unfold. I saw a license plate that had 444 on it. I had another one. I saw a license plate with a bear and the letters PB, and I thought, how perfect, because I'm totally into peanut butter, and bear happens to be one of my big guides. So just really, really loving the energy of all of that. So yeah, what you're being asked to do is your energy has gone from being this total resistance into this. What did I call it? I don't even remember the word that I used. It feels like fragmented resistance now. There's a different word there. So whatever that fragmented resistance is, start to pay attention to where you're saying no to yourself and start saying yes to yourself. And start with one small thing. It doesn't have to be the whole world. It only has to start with one small thing. I love that message for you, Maria. So beautiful. Right on. Yeah. So I'm getting lots of interesting comments coming from different people in different places. So I just truly love everything that's coming up. Please write your questions down. We've got about 20 minutes left if you guys have a question. I'm seeing that there's people coming in from all over the place. So I'm just really enjoying your energy. I want to read too what Kira wrote about her summer camp. It was a summer camp style event where they were feeding us in a cafeteria. We were told to make a lunch date. Then when the time came, my friend said he was going with his elderly friend for lunch, but would come back to dance with me. I watched the giant sandwiches go by and thought, I don't want to eat that anyways. My friend never showed up to dance with me. You know what, it's so interesting because I think you and I are so very much alike. I don't necessarily need a friend to show up to dance with me. I choose to dance to my own music. I dance all the time. And I can feel how, there's some questioning in there. First of all, there's giant sandwiches. That's so cool. And then the energy of the dance, like I've seen your pictures, I've seen your videos, like you're in such movement. And you're so powerful in that movement. Your yoga poses, your connection with Mother Earth, your connection with the ocean, your connection with where you are. You're very in tune and alignment. Those giant sandwiches, what do they mean for you? I can feel the energy of how you're feeding your soul. That's what these giant sandwiches represent to you. That you know what? They're not necessarily all going by. You're having your pick of those giant sandwiches. That's just such an interesting piece. Yeah, cool. Ah, beautiful. Teresa, planning on moving this year. Are you moving here or are you moving elsewhere? I know you got your home bases in a couple different places. So Teresa, just what are your guides telling you? Loving the energy of this. Okay. Let me see if you're over here, first of all. No, you're not. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So Teresa, planning on moving this year, and what are my guides telling me? The word August is coming up. So there's some energy around August. Now, let me just tap into that a little bit further. And it's so interesting because when I said that, I have 2 plus manners of the energy coming in. One is the galactic dragon, the source dragon, and the other one is that beautiful energy, that light being that goes up into the Akashic records. And the Akashic records is the one that was coming up. There's something about the energy of August coming up for you. Has the month of August been I'm going to use the word turbulent, but I don't necessarily mean turbulence in a bad way. Has August been a turbulent month in the past? The reason I ask this is because every year around March and April, my husband, the energy of my husband in March and April, man, it was horrible. And, it was also too because of my own expectations. Okay, I'll be very clear about that. So my expectations were putting up a wall of resistance so that he was unable to experience what he was going through freely. what happened was I had a medical acupuncture thing, and the woman who did the acupuncture told me about Paul's signs and how that part of the year was a turbulent part of year for him. And as I adjusted my energy around it, he would flow through it more easily. And I'm telling you, that is so true. March and April flow in now, and it is entirely different. It's entirely different than it was for decades of our marriage. So there's something about that month of August that feels turbulent. And like I said, turbulence doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. It just means an awakening and or an awareness. So that's what your guides want you to acknowledge. It's not be aware of. They want you to acknowledge the month of August. So what's happening in August? Okay. Beautiful. Your birthday month, and you lost your husband that month. Wow. You know what, as I was asking, I thought it might be about your husband as well, your husband's energy. It's my birthday month as well, so that's kind of cool. So, you know, you and I have had a few little conversations here and there, and plus we got to spend a couple of days literally standing beside ourselves. And the energy of your transitioning, your transformation has been beautiful to witness. Your acknowledgement of when you're standing in your power. And that's why I believe August is coming up, is because like another person that I know, of course, there's major grief around the passing of a loved one. And then on the flip side of that is this incredible silver lining of having the ability now to live life in a completely different way if we so choose to do so. And that's why that month of August is coming up. It's an acknowledgement of you making the freedom of choices and standing in your power. So your guides are in alignment with you in a very powerful way, whatever your choices are. Know that, okay? Wow, very powerful. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go to another one in the. I just want to see what. Did you ask a question, Maria? Oh, you did with yours was the raven and butterfly, right? No, yours wasn't. That was Robin's. You didn't ask a question as of yet. Okay, perfect. I'm just flowing down through this, so thank you guys for your patience. That was you there. Okay. I love that you're a peanut butter bear too. Okay, just looking at the time here. So this one came in first, and then I'll go over to the one from Mary in Soulful Empowerment Group. So I'm unsure who this is, so it's probably on my business page. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate that you're here. Each of you who are on my business page, really tap into the energy of the power of who you are in this moment and the messages that are coming through on this, okay? So what would be a good release ritual for old condolence cards? Okay, I'm loving the energy of this. Now, when I'm feeling the energy of this, I'm feeling that there's two different types of cards. There is the one that you may have received as a person who has lost someone, just like Teresa has lost someone. She probably received many condolence cards. And then there's also those condolence cards where we go to a service and we receive this card that tells us about the beautiful soul that has passed away and the energy of that. I think the ceremony can be somewhat the same. I feel like there's something to do with water here, or maybe not water per se, but the fluidity of the energy that's flowing between these cards. One is an acknowledgement of that person who has passed away. That energy, that soul energy has rejoined the energy of all that is around. And then the cards, the other cards, those ones that you receive in your moment of grief, are again an acknowledgement of what you personally have been experiencing. And so that flow, as well as the transition, and so interesting because I'm writing this book called Look Sandy, I Can Fly, which talks about some of these things. And this sounds like a really interesting piece that I might want to consider adding to this. The journey is what you want to be acknowledging, is the journey that those cards, those people that you went to their services and received those condolence cards, or the journey of experiencing grief and where you are in that. There's something about the journey and that flow in all aspects of that and how it has affected you. And even in my speaking about this, know that you are already in ceremony with those cards. Okay. Now, different things can happen. I personally have, man, I probably have, I don't even want to make a guess. I have many, many condolence cards of people whose services I have attended. Celebration of life is what I want to call them. And I even know where they are in my house. And there's a beautiful energy there because of those cards. And I personally, myself, am unwilling to let go of those cards yet at this point. And that's absolutely fine. It is a full moon. We're still in that full moon energy, possibly burning them, but being in very strong acknowledgement of the journeys of all during this. Being open with no expectations, no limitations, and being okay with the outcome. That's what's coming through. It feels like something to do with Palo Alto, something to do with cedar. Maybe there's some energy coming up with that. Kira, in the comments, if you want to weigh in the comments, feel free to do it in the comments there too, and I'll then put that up there too. You might have something you want to add to that. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to go over to Facebook to Mary Miller. Mary, what would be a good release ritual? Oh, that was you. There you go. That's too funny. So I'm going to pour some water with that. So obviously the double acknowledgement of your energy there, a double acknowledgement. Okay. Yeah, loving that. So Maria, I'm going to read yours next. Maria Pringle. I heard wolves howling last night. Let me just go with the minute piece here too, so you can go back and find it. 42 minutes in. There we go. I heard wolves howling last night. I keep wanting to say late last night. Interesting. As I sat under the moonlight, soaking up the energy and thinking about life. The star Sirius was twinkling so brightly. I don't have any questions coming to mind. Are there any messages wanting to be known to me? Wolf sits very closely with you. I can feel wolf energy behind and left, and actually is leaning against you. They feel a very strong kindredship with you, and they're acknowledging the solidarity of being the hobo or the soloist, but also to the acknowledgement of the clan, the pack, if you will. So there's something very magical about being able to walk in both realms easily, more easily maybe than you have in the past, is what they're acknowledging as well. And it's interesting because it feels like the wolf that's leaning against you is two colors. Like it's one side is very black and the other side is very gray or silver. So there's a very distinct difference of what side the wolf is showing you. And that's that masculine and feminine energy. So acknowledging those parts within yourself. I think you've heard me talk about my own journey with adding the I love myself to the mantra, the I am love mantra. And over the last year, really feeling the energy of that coming online and welcoming that feminine side back to me for the first time in 47 years. So there's something about the wolf showing you the shadows as well as the light. Okay, those shadow aspects of yourself. That's a cool message. Thank you for asking. Yeah. Okay. Mary. Can't stay, but if you have a message. Okay, so I'll put this up. Oh, actually, I'm going to go put the little blip in there first about what time it was that I answered it, so she can come back and find it. There we go. I love doing these, you guys. I really, truly do. So, Marianne, can't stay, but if you have a message from my guides, I would appreciate it. Thank you. Movement. I'm feeling movement with you. That's the first thing that's really coming in. So it's like this dashing in and dashing out. When you're dashing in, making sure that you're getting what you want out of it. And I love that because you did hear, you literally said, I can't stay, but I want this, right? So really acknowledge that and pay attention to those parts in your life where you're not doing that. Okay. There's something, there's masculine energy coming up. So I don't know if this is husband, sibling, and when I say sibling, it could be the masculine portion of a female sibling too, but there's masculine energy that is really coming up on that feminine side right now. And when I say feminine side, it's coming at you from that feminine side. You're being asked to witness something or look at something a little bit differently is what's coming up. Okay. That was interesting. Perfect. Okay, hide that comment. I just want to share what Kira wrote because this is in line with what Mary Miller was asking about the condolence cards. There's a powerful ritual with honey for honoring loved ones on the other side of life. Offering honey as a symbol of the sweetness of life and tasting it yourself as you offer the cards to the flames feels really poignant. Feeling the gratitude for the heart energy that comes with condolences. Thank you so much, Kira. I really appreciate that. Yeah. So you guys will see that in the comments there as well. Male or female wolf? Let's see. It's a duality. It's the duality, male and female. It's masculine and feminine. I think I answered that when I said that, right? Okay. So, oh, I love that you're here. I love that you're here. There it is there. I believe you pronounce your name Lupe. And can you give me a message from my guys? First of all, I'm ecstatic. My whole body just lit right up because you're here. And I love the energy of that. So thank you so much for being here. Oh my gosh, I feel so honored to be in your presence right now. And there's something really magical about the energy of that. I think it's the witness for yourself, what I'm witnessing of yourself. That's the message that's coming through for you, is to start to stand in the energy of your magnificent and what people around you, like myself, like other peers, other like-minded people, are feeling about you, the magic and the power of who you are. Okay. I just want to, I forgot to write the replied at. I'm going to say 47 minutes. So there is, and I can feel the throat chakra energy coming up with this. So that throat chakra energy, that throat chakra energy is is the resistance that you feel yourself about me. Like here I am, I'm feeling something because how do I want to say this? Like I said, I'm so honored that you're here because I feel the energy of your resistance of showing yourself to yourself. Okay. And that you are being here, that I'm saying your name out loud in this beautiful group of like-minded people, that you are showing up, I believe, in the Soulful Empowerment group with your name. Like it just, you're really being acknowledged for that step. And you are being asked to acknowledge yourself more deeply. Start to acknowledge how incredible you truly are. This will be the most powerful thing that you do in this transitioning of this full moon. Okay. Wow. That feels so very, very powerful. Wow. I'm also going to share what Kira just wrote. Your voice is needed. It is needed. Right? Yeah. Very powerful. I think I've got it all. Which is good because I've got some things that I need to go do. Perfect. Yeah, I think I've answered them all. You guys, this has been a really magical call. You know, I don't really sweat the small stuff, meaning that Yes, I acknowledge that I was unavailable last week, and I thanked you for your patience. I found the questions that I could find out there that you had sent me. I know that I believe Colleen had sent one too. I totally looked for it. I totally lost it. So there's a lot of messages throughout all of this for you, Colleen. Okay, just so you know. Then recognize that it is okay to sleep right now. It's okay to drink lots of water. It's okay to do like I did last week. I ran away, right? I ran away from my normal method of doing things and I stepped into doing something differently. And I feel so empowered when I came back. And I am stepping into the energy of that. And that's what I'm asking you guys to do, is step into the empowerment of each and every one of yourselves and who you are. Okay? Thank you guys. Have a magical rest of the day. Take care. Bye.